Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So these are the weekly gems from the Ta'lim course on Baqarah, but I do have a treat for you. So stay to the end of the gems and you will get a coach on setting up priorities, inshallah. Explain wasma'u and listen, like meaning pay attention, understand, and obey the teachings of Allah. And it's like, okay, let's ask ourselves, the revelation of Allah, it was not sent to us in vain. So it's not sent for us to just ignore it. Are we paying attention to it? Are we understanding it? Are we obeying it? And so it's I have like a really sad face here because I feel like a lot of Muslims don't even know what the Book of Allah is saying, and I was among these people. So yeah, may Allah aid us to pay attention, to understand, and to obey the teachings of Allah Azza wa Jal. And again, there was the talk of the heart again, and it keeps coming back, and so it's reminding me to really pay attention to my heart personally. What is my heart attached to? Because here it was talking about how Bani Israel, their heart was drenched with the love of the calf, right? And so what is that calf in my life? Because once your heart is attached somewhere else, it's obedience to Allah is not going to be easy because your heart is somewhere else. So what is distracting us away? And this was something that in my coaching, I actually went over in a previous month. So it was really, it really resonated with me. Like, what is distracting me away? What is distracting me away? And now, as promised, here is a little coaching clip on curtailing distraction and building focus, bi'idhnillah. Because this will be really, really sad if we come to the end of our lives and we realize that we haven't done what really mattered to us and what we thought was really important for us to do. Okay. All right. So I'm going over rocks, and these are my rocks, but I'm going to show you actually what I have a template for you to do your own rocks. So where is the concept of rocks coming from? It's actually coming from I believe his name is Stephen Covey, and he had I hope I'm not mixing the people. Yeah, I think it is. I may confirm that with you, inshallah, because I shared a little clip that this person in the he passed away, but he was huge in the self-help world, and so organizing your time. And so he had this lady. There was a container, and she had to put everything in the container, and she started with the sand, and she realized very quickly that she couldn't put her rocks, and her rocks were the things that really, really mattered to her. And so he told her that there's a way for her to put everything in the container. And he said, but you have to change your mindset, and you have to change the way you look at it, and start with the rocks first. And so when she put the rocks in the container first, then she was able to put the sand next, and the sand just kind of went into in the midst of in the little spaces that the rocks had, and everything fit in. And so this was like an analogy for someone's life. So you have the things that are really, really important to you, your rocks, and then you have other things that are distracting you that don't really benefit you. And so if you spend more time on these things, and at the end of the day, you have spent so much time on things that were not really, really important to your akhirah, but then the rocks, the things that you say you want to accomplish, you didn't find time for them. So you'll have to readjust your schedule and make sure that the things that truly matter to you, they are priority in your schedule. And then everything else is just like, oh, if there's like a space here and there, then you will put that in, right? So identifying your rocks is really important. So this is where actually focusing, prioritizing needs to start. It needs to start with identifying what truly matters to you and what you truly want to accomplish. What are the major goals that you have? And those becomes your rocks. So my rocks, I have it, I have 9 of them. Okay. And so yeah, so definitely some of them are like very instrumental to others. So for instance, I know that my health is one of the top there, because if I'm not healthy and I'm not strong, then it's going to be hard for me to have energy to do everything else. So making sure that I take care of my health, um, before I get sick, which is also one of the 5 things that will be asked about, what did you do with your health, before you got sick, right? Taking advantage of your health before your sickness. So health is part of it. My ibadah, my salah is a major rock. That's the first thing that I'm going to be asked on the day of judgment. So I can't say, oh, I definitely want to pray on time, but then that's not part of my rock. That's not part of what I schedule first. You see, your rocks is what you're going to schedule first. This is what you're going to put in the container of your calendar. Your calendar is the container. So you're going to put these rocks first into your calendar, right? So things that the time that you're going to spend on your ibadah, on your health. Marriage is another rock of mine, because I'm going to be asked about that. This is one of the things I'm going to be asked about. And also there's a huge reward linked to my marriage. So if my husband is pleased with me, ibadah is already part of my rock. So if he's pleased with me and the ibadah is right, then I have the opportunity of having all the gates of Jannah open for me. So this is an opportunity that I can't play with. So marriage is definitely a rock in my life, right? And so I have Arabic. I'm a teacher of Qur'an. I'm a teacher of the Deen. And again, Arabic is instrumental to me really studying and teaching. So I teach Arabic, the writing, and I mean the reading of it as far as the Quran, but the understanding of it is a huge um, it's a huge part to that. And so me committing some time to Arabic is important. It's one of my rocks. Ta'lim and hifz, and so that includes my tilawa of Quran and all that. My connection with the book of Allah is huge. The people, the Ahlul Quran are the Ahlul of Allah, the Ahlul Allah. The people of Quran are the people of Allah. I want to be among the people of Allah. So that's a rock for me. Parents and family, maintaining ties is a huge, it's very, very important in Islam. And this is one of my weaknesses, actually, maintaining ties. I'm not really good at maintaining ties. So making it my rock, making it like a priority will remind me to just, get better at that. My career interest, I have other things that I want to do, that I want to do that is in line with my company, AA4U, and Sadaqah Jariyah is definitely leaving a legacy. Sadaqah Jariyah, all that is a rock for me. Sisterhood is a major rock for me. I mean, AA4U, one of the core values of AA4U is the sisterhood. It's a service for my sisters. So these are my rocks. Now, everything else, right, is going to be a distraction. So I already have many rocks to deal with, right? So everything else is going to be a distraction. I really don't have time. I should not have time for anything that does not fit into any of these rocks, okay? So then for you, once you identify your rocks, you want to break it down into like what it actually means, right? What it actually means. Okay, so my health, it could be my sleep, it goes into it. How many hours of sleep? I know that if I don't sleep so many hours, I'm not at my best. I don't perform my best. So how do I organize and block time for sleep so that I can, inshallah, be strong for my ibadah and for everything else? So yeah, so you get an idea, and for you as far as like breaking down your rocks. Okay. So here is a blank template for you that I will share with you, inshallah, in a PDF, and then you can print it out and you can write down your rocks, and you can even like edit it and type it yourself here. and you can make that a saver, a screensaver. You can print it and put it on your vision board. You could put it somewhere where you see it all the time. It's just an idea. Okay, so the 168 hours breakdown, what I really want to show you, this was part of mine. So this is what I was saying, like, what does it mean? Like health, sleep, how many hours, exercise, how many hours a week I'm going to dedicate to exercise, right? So that's been helping. And then if you have a Quran class, for instance, I know a lot of my students, like some of my students in the membership club, right? They're saying, oh, how do I make time for the membership club, like the content every month? Do I allocate some time to it every day? I said, yes, you have to, because if you know why you joined the membership club, if it's to learn, if it's to be transformed with the content by the permission of Allah, which means you want to know more about the names of Allah, you want to know more on how to do tadabbur, you want to know more about the ayat of Quran and how to recite the ayat of Quran and the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you want to know more on how to organize yourself and do these challenges that help you organize your life and show up in a better way, then you have to commit some time to actually study this and put it in action, right? It's not going to do it for you by just being a member. So if you're taking a course, whether it's a Quran course, whether it's the membership club content, you want to break it down. Like here, I'm taking a ta'lim course. I broke it down, okay, to the elements. I know there's hadith element to it, there's tafsir element, there's tajweed, there's hifz. I'm breaking it down. There's tadabbur that I'm doing somewhere else, and with AA4U. So I'm going to break it down and then say, okay, I'm going to allocate this much time to it, right? In the week. So I'm not doing this every day, or some of it I am doing it every day, but I'm breaking it down based on my 168 hours, right? I'm breaking it down based on the week. Because when I look at 168 hours, I feel like I have more flexibility versus looking at 24 hours, right? At 168 hours, I know I can do more of it on this particular day, more of that here. I can just really play with the numbers a bit. So after this block time, after this block time in your weekly to reflect these priorities, and everything else is a distraction and not going towards your heart. So everything else is going to be sent for you. Okay, so I'm going to share this blank Canva for you that you can fill up and really do the work. Everything, all the 9 should really come up to 168 or very close to it, right? And so you know that this is it. And so whenever, and this is the ideal, or somebody that I was coaching was like, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I said, no, it's an ideal. It's a goal. It's a direction for you, right? It's a direction. So when you have it in front of you, it doesn't mean every day you're going to be able to, every week you're going to be able to have perfect score, but having it frames you. It helps you to be like, okay, I'm focused on this. Whenever I get away from it, I can adjust. That's why in my daily planner, I have a part for adjustment. In my weekly review and planner insert, I have a spot for adjustment, because life happens, right? But how are you going to adjust? What adjustment are you going to make? But if you're not even aware of what is important to you, you're not aware of how you're spending your time, you're not aware of what you're doing and where you're heading, then how would you know to adjust, right? And fine tune. So this will bring you focus, sisters, bi'idhnillah. Okay, so I wanted to share this with you. I hope it's beneficial. And if you want to coach with me one-on-one, I do have some spots available for the one-on-one coaching package. And so you could look it up on our coaching site, courses.alan, ALAN number 4U online.com. courses.alan4uonline.com. And may Allah accept from us and put barakah in our time and help us stay focused. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.